How's it going today, guys? Castillo Trading coming to you with another VIP nPOC and daily POC update video. It is Wednesday and it's part of our weekly video series, guys. Let's just get into BTC. This was the area we wanted to retest. This is the long that we created on Monday. Again, I wanted this to happen a little bit differently. I would have loved to see higher before lower, but we are getting that lower first. For me, my ideal situation would be run these highs and then down. That's what I wanted, right? Because I wanted altcoins to keep the momentum that they currently had. It's all been kind of crushed now with this downside move. That being said, I don't think this is a time to run away from these markets. I still think we're getting good opportunities. And based off purely nPOC levels, guys, this is where we wanted to long. Now, it happened a lot quicker than I would have liked it to happen, but this is the reality of the situation. This is what we're dealing with. We did see a little bit of downside today, and we basically saw a 10% move to the downside, which is rough. But at the end of the day, it's not that fucking rough, guys. If a 10% move on BTC to the downside and across all these markets is killing you, well, then one, you're probably a little too overexposed to the markets, which I'm guilty of it too. I lost a lot of money on spot the past, couple of days based off of this, but that doesn't deter me from wanting to continue to get better entries, wanting to continue to trade, right? So nPOC level 93527 was the retest we wanted. We got it. So now what's next? A lot of people are asking, well, I jumped into a long. That's what's next. This is where we wanted to long. Now, if you watched my live stream and you focused and studied it, you knew that I was not wanting to long 2 days ago. That was where I was wanting to take profits. That is where I was wanting to focus on cashing in on that green day instead of chasing on that green day. Now, fast forward to today. Where are we? We are back down at the lows, which in my opinion is still support. So it's still a good area to be buying. Now, is it weaker? Maybe. It might be. We don't really know how the rest of the week and into the rest of the month and Q1 is going to look. So to me, support is still supporting. Support is still an area that I look to long. It's not an area I look to short. So as of right now, we are just in the midst of a BTC long setup based off nPOC levels. Now, does this mean that I think that we're going to jump straight back up from here and go back to all-time highs, something like this? No, I think that this is going to be a tricky area. I don't think that we have the strength of bidders that we've had in the past in this area. So it might take a little bit longer. You might see a fade, right? Something to where, it chops within this high, chops within this low. Maybe we sweep all of these wicks here before we get acceptance and then move back into the direction of those nPOC levels of 103.835 and 106.536. So that's currently how I'm playing it. Getting into Ethereum, this one doesn't have the best nPOC levels to kind of be basing trades off of. I still am in the thought process that these areas are going to get front run. I think below 3K just isn't going to happen. And again, I could be wrong, but this is the way that I'm looking. I've jumped back into an Ethereum trade. You have upper limit and you have lower limit. Again, can we go a little bit lower on ETH? Yes, but we are just getting into that buy zone. And I know that this is an nPOC update video, but nPOCs on ETH just haven't really been printing. It wasn't as easy to find as BTC was, that 93527. So Ethereum's a little bit more tricky, but again, still in the same mindset of wanting to be long lower limit. I started taking some positions in here. I jumped back into the positions that I really kind of closed yesterday. Could have been a mistake to close those, but at the end of the day, it is great to always lock in profits, get them off the exchange and into the bank account. This is what I'm looking for on Ethereum, still in that buy zone. No real nPOC levels to base anything off of. I still think, guys, that we are going to retest these levels, 3843 and 4015. Now, again, was my game plan a little bit off just like BTC? Of course. Again, I wanted higher before lower. I wanted to short that 4,000 area. I thought that we could have gotten that break of 4K and that was going to bring in a lot of FOMO buyers, and then we short it down to retest these lows. So that was what I ideally wanted. Again, it doesn't always happen in the way that you want. We are testing those lows now again, but that doesn't mean that I'm going to get bearish at these lows. I still want a retest of lower limit, which we're getting, and so I'm still looking to dollar cost average within this area on ETH. If we get below 3K, great. Looking to get some dollar cost average bids below 3K. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you over in the Telegram. Peace.